Until she was 26, former Blue Peter presenter Yvette Fielding didn't believe in the afterlife. But that all changed the night she awoke to find an eerie figure standing at the end of the bed in her mother's house. She tells me, "I awoke in the middle of the night to discover a young, Second World War soldier staring straight at me from the foot of the bed. It was petrifying." Even more terrifyingly, rather than being vaporous, the youthful figure, dressed in a brown military uniform with brass buttons, and sporting brill-creamed hair and a sharp side parting, appeared to have form and substance. I burst into tears and ran screaming from the bedroom into my mum's room, Yvette, now 55, recalls. Imagine, as a young woman, awaking to discover a man in your room. But although it was like looking at a solid object, he was only there from the waist up, his top half was hovering. I was sobbing, "There's a ghost in the house." The experience was destined to change the shape of Yvette's life, revealing a new direction in her broadcasting career that continues to this day, as well as helping introduce her to her second husband, TV producer Carl Beatty. Most Haunted, the paranormal research series presented by Yvette and a gang of experts, and produced by Carl, is now filming its 26th season. Yvette explains that her compulsion for the paranormal turned from terror into fascination following a grim discovery made after her haunting experience. "Mum and I felt compelled to research the young man in uniform," she tells me. "They started by talking to the neighbors. There were only 5 houses in the road, and we discovered that a couple of them had seen exactly the same thing," she explains. Things then became even stranger still when they dug deeper and spoke to an older resident. Behind the houses was a wood, and beyond that, the Manchester to London railway line. I spoke to a neighbor who said that during the war, the young soldiers were sent south by railway to fight, but one young conscript had thrown himself off the train as he didn't want to go, and was cut in half by the train. Convinced that this explained the apparition that had so alarmed her, fear turned into fascination. That first-hand experience has now led me on a journey that has become such a huge passion, and it has actually changed my entire life," Yvette reflects. "Before this experience, I didn't believe in anything. I didn't believe in a God. I didn't believe in life after death, and those feelings affected me in a negative way because when I had the usual share of awful times, as we all do, I would wonder what life is all about. Why are we here? Where did we come from? And is that it when you're put in the ground at the end and it all goes black?" Now Yvette's latest children's book, about haunted castles, has just been published, mining her on-camera experiences and bringing them to life in spooky fashion for a brand new audience of young readers. And it was shortly after meeting Carl that she discovered he had also had a similar experience to her, a fact that proved to be deeply bonding. "When I met my beautiful husband, he had had his own haunted experiences," she tells me.